Highly esteem the old, but take also a warm interest in the new. Be not prejudiced against names unknown to you. Do not judge a composition from the first time of hearing. That which pleases you at the first moment is not always the best. Masters need to be studied. Many things will not become clear to you till you have reached a more advanced age. In judging of compositions, discriminate between works of real art and those merely calculated to amuse amateurs. Cherish those of the former description, and do not get angry with the others. Melody is the battle cry of amateurs, and certainly music without melody is nothing. Understand, however, what these persons mean by it. A simple, flowing, and pleasing rhythmical tune. This is enough to satisfy them. There are, however, others of a different sort, and whenever you open Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, or any real master, their melodies meet you in 1,000 different shapes. I trust you will soon be tired of the inferior melodies, especially those out of the new Italian operas, and of all vulgar ones. If, while at the piano, you attempt to form little melodies, that is very well. But if they come into your mind of themselves when you are not practicing, you may be still more pleased, for the internal organ of music is then aroused in you. The fingers must do what the head desires, not the contrary. If you begin to compose, work it out in your head. Do not try a piece on your instrument, except when you will have fully conceived it. If your music came from your heart and soul, and did you feel it yourself, it will operate on others in the same manner. If heaven has bestowed on you a fine imagination, you will often be seated at your piano in solitary hours, as if attached to it. You will desire to express the feelings of your heart in harmony, and the more clouded the sphere of harmony may perhaps be to you, the more mysteriously you will feel as if drawn into magic circles. In youth, these may be your happiest hours. Beware, however, of abandoning yourself too often to the influence of a talent that induces you to lavish powers and time, as it were, upon phantoms. Mastery over the forms of composition and a clear expression of your ideas can only be attained by constant writing. Write, therefore, more than you improvise. Acquire an early knowledge of the art of conducting music. Observe often the best conductors and conduct along with them in your mind. This will give you clearness of perception and make you accurate. Look deeply into life and study it as diligently as the other arts and sciences. The laws of morals are those of art. By means of industry and perseverance, you will rise higher and higher. From a pound of iron that costs little, 1,000 watch springs can be made, whose value becomes prodigious. The pound you have received from the Lord, use it faithfully. Without enthusiasm, nothing great can be effected in art. The object of art is not to produce riches. Become a great artist, and all other desirable accessories will fall to your lot. The spirit will not become clear to you before you understand the forms of composition. Perhaps genius alone understands genius fully. It has been thought that a perfect musician must be able to see in his mind's eye any new and even complicated piece of orchestral music, as if in full score lying before him. This is indeed the greatest triumph of musical intellect that can be imagined. There is no end of learning. End of Advice to Young Musicians by Robert Schumann. From the German by Henry Hugo Pearson. Read for LibriVox.org by Nathan Lewin. January 2022. Israel.